Shout out to Kevin Smith for sending me this story. And let me tell you something right now. This is going to prove without the shadow of a doubt that palm colored America will put any, and I do mean anything, above people who look like us, especially if you are a black man. So in this picture, you see a man by the name of Dana Holcomb. Yes, I said, yes, his name is Dana Holcomb. And he was flying American Airlines, and he, was coming back from a trip, and someone came on and they had their dog. Well, it turns out this guy, Dana, is allergic to dogs, most likely the dog fur. So he complained about it, and guess what they did? Instead of moving the passenger with the dog to another location, he got booted from the plane to make accommodations for the passenger and the dog that he was allergic to. It says American Airlines booted allergic black man from plane so dog could fly first class. They moved him from the entire plane, not because he was causing a disruption, not because he was being unruly, but because he was allergic to another passenger's dog. So he got moved out of the plane. He didn't even get moved to another place on the plane. He got moved off the plane. It says, according to a report from KWTX, a black man traveling first class on an American airline flight was booted from the plane after he complained that he was allergic to a fellow passenger's support dog. The report states that Dana Holcomb was flying back to Texas from Las Vegas, where he celebrated his birthday, when the plane made a stop in Phoenix to pick up more passengers. I sat on the seat where there was a young lady sitting next to me who had a pet with her, a medium-sized dog in her lap. As I sat there for a few minutes, my eyes, my face, everything began to fluster, so she looked over at me and asked if I was allergic to dogs. Admitting that he was, he said the woman attempted to find another seat, but could not be accommodated, which led to flight attendants and then a pilot to become involved, telling him to move to another seat in the back of the plane. So they moved him instead of the other passenger with the dog. It says, according to Holcomb, the flight attendant began to get really irate because he was insisting that I go to that seat. Holcomb's attorney, Reginald McCamey, Sr., explained the lawsuit he filed of his client's behalf against the airline, stating that at that point, workers told him you're going to go to the rear of the plane or you're going to get off the plane. He then added Dana was taken off an airplane so a dog could fly first class cabin. Holcomb stated that the woman did eventually find another passenger willing to switch seats with her, but that he was booted from the plane as well as the airport by American anyway, and was accused of being confrontational. They left with my medication. They didn't even have the time to get my bags off the plane. So damn, they kicked him off the plane and didn't even give him his bags and his medication. Like, this guy, if he can successfully sue American Airlines, he is about to make a huge come up. It sounds like to me he lives a very successful life, because I saw another picture of him with his wife. He looks like he might come from some good stock. According to Curtis Blessing, an American Airlines spokesman, Holcomb was removed after causing a confrontation with crew members regarding an emotional support animal that was seated next to them prior to takeoff. See what he just said? They basically, again, have put an animal ahead of a black person. Because like I said, that's what I keep telling people. That 3/5 compromise is still in effect. They keep saying that we are less than a human being. They put dogs and other creatures above us. After informing flight attendants of a pet allergy, the passenger was offered an alternative seat in the first class cabin further away from the emotional support animal, but declined and became confrontational. They were then offered a seat in a main cabin to provide additional separation and were offered a refund for the difference in their first class fare, but also declined and remained confrontational. So you see what they're trying to do here? They're trying to make it seem like they were justified in what they did. I don't believe a word of what they said. See, one thing about palm color, they are master manipulators. They will know how to take you from 0 to 100 in 2.5 and then try to play victim. According to the Texas man's lawsuit, 2 passengers have made sworn statements supporting his claim, with his attorney stating what American Airlines is doing is discrimination. They have repeatedly humiliated ADOS citizens by throwing them off the plane, leaving them with no way home, no hotel, just throwing them off the plane. So they're basically saying that American Airlines as a whole, what it sounds like to me, has done this before in the past. That is so messed up. I hope he sues the pants off of American Airlines and he makes a huge come up. I'm like this. If that doctor that got dragged off that plane, that United plane a couple years ago, can come up, so can he. And his issue was way more intense than that non-compliant doctor. Like, they literally made him get off the plane to make room for a dog. And at least the woman was willing to actually move. But it's almost like they wanted to keep her there just to piss that man off. I swear it's another day, but people keep swearing that this is all in our heads. And see, what's going to happen is you're going to have palm colored and their co-colonizing cohorts of coons are going to look at what the statement was made from the American Airlines worker instead of, and what should I say, overlook what this Dana Holcomb guy said. They're going to take their word over his. Because in their mind, black people are just naturally confrontational. That we always are confrontational. Well, they must have not looked through my archive of videos, because I could point to a good chunk of palm color that are confrontational and then some. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.